Welcome guys to Module 2, the credit sweep. So this one by far is going to be one of the most important things, especially the first three, because this is the foundation. This is, especially if you have bad credit, you can't do anything without fixing and repairing your credit. That's why we want to put this first one, and eventually and in the future, you guys will be able to move on, and this was just a stepping stone to get to that place that you need to do. But it still all starts here. And what you guys are going to be going over, and what we're going to be going over with you, is to remove everything, all these negatives off your credit report to one, get you started into maximizing your credit profile, but also get you started in getting business funding. So it's really important to get that started. And that being said, guys, we're going to be going through A through Z on how to fix your credit and be able to get back into the funding game. Let's get started. So welcome. So the point of this, and obviously welcome to the credit sweep, the point of this is that you guys are going to be able to go over, see the whole aspect, literally the whole aspect of what is going to be in this modules in each set. Then after you guys watch this, you guys can literally take actionable steps where I show you guys how to do it step by step, okay? So obviously, welcome to credit sweep, that's number one, right? And obviously, we're going to be going over what's the power and the power of the credit sweep, why you want to use the credit sweep, and why you need to obviously master the masterclass of this curriculum of what you guys are going to be going over. Next, we're going to go over goals and rewards and important things to remember about just, so you guys can implement them and make sure that you guys have everything covered when it does come to the credit sweep, and how to get help and support. You guys have so much help. So each one of these modules, obviously the previous one, yes, but each one of these modules, we actually are here to really help you guys understand that we will help you guys be able to fix your credit. A lot of the Q&As, a lot of things that we go over at the end, you guys will see like, okay, wow, these people are really here to make sure that we are able to get into business funding, because my whole goal, just to be honest with you guys, I want you guys to get into business funding as fast as you can. And this method, out of all the credit methods that I've tried, this one by far is the best, okay? So obviously, again, you guys have any questions, need to reach out to me, go on Instagram, Jaden_Stout, give me a follow, message me, and we'll always get back to you guys, okay? Right? Share the course, especially with anybody that has bad credit. I think out of all things, funding, credit, whatever it is, credit is the most important thing, because again, credit, if you're trying to get a house, you're trying to get a car, you're trying to get an apartment, whatever the case is, credit is so important, guys. And I just say that across the board because without credit, it's realistically a hard life. I mean, I'll give you guys examples. I have clients all the time that have terrible credit. And luckily, these guys are doing good in business, but sometimes they literally can only use their cash. When that happens, I always say, when you have bad credit, your back's always against the wall. It's always against the wall, and it sucks. Trust me, I know how that feels. But your back is against the wall, and when your back is against the wall, any mistake, any income not coming in, any slip up, you could be screwed. So understand, we need to get your credit obviously fixed and maximized simply so you don't have to worry about that. You can have breathing room. You can be fresh. You can be good and in a good situation. Okay? Right? Warning, obviously, guys, watch all these videos till the end, especially when it comes to credit repair and fixing your credit. Right? You guys can watch this one on time to speed. Again, the beginning of every module is always going to be a little bit longer. Watch it fast. You guys can watch it time to speed. And you guys can get into the step-by-step guide. You guys will see how a step-by-step guide looks after this one. Okay? Right? And obviously, getting started into that, the power of the credit sweep. So, in general, to me, it's the fastest method across all boards. Quick results, multiple rounds, right? FCRA compliant, legal, works with all negatives, and removes all negative accounts. It's probably the best one. Obviously, it's not instant. No credit repair is instantly. If a credit repair company is ever guaranteeing you anything, trust me, probably don't want to work with them. But in general, the reason why you're doing this is because, again, you're not paying any money to have someone literally identify the negatives and ship something out. Like, guys, credit repair is not hard. Anybody can do this across the board. A baby can do it. You just have to know like what you're looking at. And we're going to obviously teach you guys that and the fastest way to teach that. Okay, and my results from the credit sweep, a lot of things, guys. You guys can see people going up. You guys can see this guy had, I think it was like a 75-point increase. You guys would see that this one, I forgot what his credit score jumped in general. He texted us, but you guys will see like it's really fast results. It could be fast in 10 days. And usually everything you guys will see results or an update in 10 days. So a lot of things, like you can see 150 points, you can see 7720 or 2. You can see he lets us know. Like there's a lot of things that it does work with, especially removing negatives off your credit report. So these guys, all of them, I applied for a loan for them. Obviously, these guys matters what they were kind of doing, what they're kind of looking for. It's very more so in line with that. These were actually some clients that were more so looking for reconsolidation. So I applied for a loan for them. All these people, my bad for the stutter, but all these people at Ben, you can see easy. Like you right, like these guys really know what we were doing, and we really were able to crush it across the board with them. Okay, this method is produced that only one really producing product today. I would say that all the things that's producing in this thing or in this game, this one's probably the best one. Metro 2 is just literally basically online disputing and coding, and it's a little bit different. There's another one, electronic disputes. That's probably the worst one. We're trying to put everything, and the point of this is to put everything in the credit bureau's hands. Just basically take it out of your hands and give it all to the credit bureaus. That's realistically what we're trying to do. And trust me, I've tried every single method of the companies. Basically, I've owned a credit repair company before, but out of everything I tried, these have always produced the best results. And if you guys just talk to any credit repair company, this will always produce the best results, okay? I was able to remove collections, charge-offs, late payments, and bankruptcies all with this method, and we have seen results literally in 10 days. The premise of what this actually is called, just to I'm not saying you will see results in 10 days, but it's called the 10-day credit sweep, just to, put that in perspective. And in 10 days, your guys' points or your scores will increase dramatically, okay? Right? That made me a lot of money, as you guys can see. A lot of companies that I've worked with in the past, just for this method, you guys can too. I mean, again, if people just want your time, from inquiry removals to the credit sweep, we really do pretty good across the board. Obviously, you guys can see, I don't charge crazy prices. These prices are for something way different. But you guys can see like these $3, $400, $500. This is why I charge those prices. It's simply because at the end of the day, like I don't think credit should be used or credit should be, quote unquote, I don't think credit should be it. And right now, I don't even think we're going to be doing credit inquiries anymore or credit repair anymore. The only reason why I don't like doing it because the time, and I think it's a lot better for the client to actually learn the system of what they're getting into, okay? So it's a lot easier. You can do this in like one day. You can have everything ready at the end of today. You watch this video, you watch the set, you'll have everything ready, okay? So I decided it was time to start teaching and helping others. Again, like I don't really like charging people for anything. And if I do, I like to charge it as minimum as possible because I believe in the power of the green. It's basically anything you invest in for yourself, how quick can you be in the green, not in the red? So if I charge someone $10,000, $30,000, or whatever it is, it's a lot harder to get them into the green. As that's why I'm so open more so to partnerships because they're already in the green. Like it just makes sense. When someone's actually good at something, guys, you don't charge people for doing that. You have them do it. It's like the difference between a funding company and a hedge fund, right? A hedge fund's not going to say, hey, give us money, we're going to take a percentage. No, a hedge fund's like, let us invest your money. They're not telling you, oh, you go invest and we make money. No, like you guys have to think about it like that too. Okay? Think about it. In 30, 90 quick days, my clients see results from either a 540 to a 760. Guys, I've seen people go up 300 points. I remember we did it one time that we literally removed someone's credit score in general. They had all negatives. We wiped off everything. They had no score at all. Really cool thing. I was able to fix and help people secure huge lump sums of credit because this is the intro. So that's why this is the first one. Because if you have bad credit, you have to start here. And it's not a bad thing. Don't think having bad credit is a bad thing. There's no such thing as a credit police. And I tell you guys in general, pay your money back. Life happens, okay? It's just that simple. Life happens. I understand. So don't think you're at fault or it's at the end of the world. You're not going to jail. At worst, they might try suing you. But again, like that's the worst that I can come to, okay? Credit sweep. This all happened because of the power of the capital society. And it really has. Again, everything we're doing in the capital society is previous work that I've done that led to this point. I tracked everything. That's how I can speak so confidently about this stuff, okay? Right? The school setup, you guys know. Now we're on to the credit sweep. You guys did the central foundation. We're on the credit sweep now, right? And obviously, who's this for? Business owners, investors, entrepreneurs with derogatories on their credit report includes collections, charge-offs, late payments, child supports, and even bankruptcies. Inquiries, I don't really like tying them into the credit sweep, but inquiries also. Okay? Beginners, no credit, bad credit, young or old, it doesn't matter. Inside the capital society, you guys already know. You will have all the tools and resources to win, right? And most of all, like-minded individuals, obviously, even if you're not doing this for yourself, you can do it for other people. You can. It's easy as making, making a candy apple, I would say. I was about to say it's pie, but I'm terrible at making pie or making any pastries. But it's easy, guys. I can promise you right now, it's pretty easy. Hopefully you guys understand to charge, you guys could charge 2 to 3K for this. So why don't you guys learn a skill set? Like, this is easy money to make. Again, especially if you let's just say you work with someone that needs to buy a home. Why would they not pay you $3,000 to fix their credit? Because obviously you're going to help them with interest rates. You're going to help them with the better down payment. And that's usually how I do if I do ever, want to get paid off credit repair or helping people get paid off this. I always say target people in the real estate industry. Easy way, and that's a pro tip to make money. Okay? So what you guys are going to be covering over in these modules, and obviously you guys will see right now, it's obviously the credit sweep, and that's identifying the negatives. Understand how and what to dispute. So understanding what you're going to be disputing, right? And this one is a lot more orientated and more so in detail. You guys will actually see, then you guys will have that step-by-step guide. It's pretty cool. So from here, I'm always looking in general at the delinquencies, derogatories, and collection box. As you guys can see, I'm looking at the inquiries, right? Because here, I just know that there's only one item that needs to be disputed on Experian. I want everything to be clean until I get into funding. I don't care if this says 20, I don't care if this says 30. You guys obviously understand from the previous module, we use My Score IQ or Identity IQ. So understand that the delinquency, derogatories, and the collection box is all I care about right now. Utilization is not part of fixing your credit right now, right? Let's understand about the negatives. Then, obviously, addresses. Things like addresses like this, you guys want to make sure just across the board that your addresses are clean to go, simply because like you see he has multiple addresses. Not only does it help you with funding, but it also helps you when the bank is trying to, what is the word more so? When the bank is realistically trying to connect anything to you on credit repair. So you want to remove those, okay? Right? Freezing third party and blocking all the hidden bureaus. So guys, you guys will see it right now. There's 3 third parties. There's ARS, there's LexisNexis, and there's Innovis. Those are the 3 third parties that you guys probably don't know about, and we want you guys to freeze them, okay? Then you guys know that there's TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax. These are all credit bureaus. That's the crazy thing about this that a lot of people don't know. They're all credit bureaus, okay? But when you dispute an item, what ends up happening is that basically the creditor is reporting everything to not only TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax, they're also reporting to the 3 main bureau or the 3 other bureaus, all right? The 3 main and the 3 others, okay? And a lot more. There's like 100. But when you dispute with TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax, they do not dispute with the creditor at first. They do not. It's pretty weird, but they don't. Okay? They dispute with all these ones. So they dispute with ARS, they dispute with LexisNexis, they dispute with Innovis. So you guys have to understand that they're trying to collect it from there. Because when you guys do get declined, or when you guys are, disputing things, it just gives you a code of accepted, approved, denied, or it'll say account verified, it's non-verified or verified. So you have to understand the reason why they did that is because they just went here and they're saying, well, this matches here, so please remove it. Our whole goal is let's dispute with only these bureaus, and if anything, let them go here. Okay? Right? So what we want to do is freeze, freeze, freeze. Guys, you guys have everything to you at the bottom of these pages. Every time you guys will have the credit sweep guide and the links. So don't think I'm just sending you guys to a random place. And I have a walkthrough of showing you guys how to do it. So again, freeze, freeze, freeze these third parties. Because again, they're only going there. We want them to either stick in-house at TransUnion, Experian, Equifax, or go to the creditor and have them prove it to you. Okay? Right? And again, like I said, this goes back and forth and ends up going, right? We just want them to go that way. We don't want them to go up. We want them to go left. Simple. Okay? Right? 30 days to respond to do their own investigation. So if the credit bureau is not doing it themselves, you guys have to understand, the creditors only have 30 days to do their investigation to actually prove it that it is yours. So that's why sometimes they'll send mail to you, or they'll contact the credit bureaus, whatever it is. But again, you're on a lot better track to getting things removed that way. Okay? So again, the creditor's going to go to you, but you can provide everything that is needed if they do send anything back, because you guys will have the whole package when we're getting to that point. Okay? Right? Updating your personal information, detaching anything that is literally matching to you, right? No connections. So a lot of people, I think, again, like I was saying earlier, you guys will see, like, there's so much addresses, employers, and phone numbers that you guys did when you guys were applying for items. So we want to remove those, because you might have applied for a student loan 20 years ago, and you were working at Coca-Cola at that time. So what they do is that they can literally, just because it says Coca-Cola here, Coca-Cola there, that's how they can verify the information. The verification is not that hard. They don't want to actually go to the creditors because it costs more money to them. That's why they go to the cheaper places, because it's a lot cheaper, okay? Right? And obviously what I say in general, no phone numbers, no emails, correct, only one address, fix your addresses, and only one correct name, okay? Across the board, right? The next thing is creating an FTC report. The fastest way to remove any negative from your account, it's your best friend. This is the fastest way to remove anything. It's better than electronic disputes, anything like that. If you ever call in your guys' self, they will actually tell you that if you have an FTC report, we can remove it. Have you provided an FTC report? Okay? So it's pretty simple across that board. Creating an FTC report is always simple, I say. This is what an FTC report looks like. We have a walkthrough. Don't think that I'm just showing you an image. I just want to show you guys what it looks like. So this is what creating an FTC report does look like. As you guys can see, it's just basically we have the inquiries. It has the fraudulent accounts on there that you need to get removed. And guys, it is perfectly fine. I know it says identity theft report. You might have not gone to identity theft. Under the FCRA, you guys are perfectly covered. The law is that anything that you feel, let me say it again, anything that you feel that is inaccurate, reporting incorrectly, or not yours. So whatever you feel. So the only person that can say that it is yours is you. So just understand that. But again, that's what I just say across that board. It doesn't mean exactly identity theft all the time. Okay? Then the FTC affidavit notarized, the stamp of approval, the chair on top. So this is like everything we do is like stacking. Just stacking. The FTC affidavit notarized, you're gonna go to a notary and you're gonna get it notarized at a bank, or you can do it online. We show you guys how to do that too. So again, like I said, basically you just get a stamp of the person saying that you actually confirm. It's like why you get a notary when you're buying a real estate property, just to confirm more so that, hey, do your investigation. Like really, do your investigation. I've told you this. So if it's coming back verified, how? I just gave you guys all these things. What do we have to do to get this removed? Okay? Right? This is how it looks like. Basically, there's 6 pages. I only put 2 to make it look a little bit better. But you're just putting your, your information, whatever, across the board is. And then you get the notary stamp right here. You have your signature. Just that simple. So it's really easy things to do across the board. Trust me. Okay? The 605B letter, making the third-party agencies do what you want them to do. So it's like, I think a lot of people get confused. The whole point of doing this is literally to have the bank, or not the bank, the credit bureaus do what you want them to do. Either block my information, I'll read it to you guys, like block the information as it says, block except as otherwise provided in the section, a consumer reporting agency shall block the reporting of any information in this file of a consumer that the consumer identifies as information that resulted from an alleged identity theft not later than 4 business days after the date of the receipt by such agency, right? Appropriate proof of identity of the consumer, so you guys will send in your guys' ID, SSN card, and the utility bill. A copy of an identity theft report, the FTC, right? The identification of such information by the consumer and, okay, so again, you guys are going to be giving them all that with the affidavit, right? A statement by the consumer that the information or the information relating to them is basically not the transaction of the consumer. So basically, that's your cover letter. So as you guys see, we just want them to basically block the information until they can prove otherwise. We want to put the proof of the burden is not on you, it's on them. So again, you have to prove it to me that it's not there. So that's why this letter is so nice, guys, really, okay? Cover letter and packaging, how to package everything and mail everything out for fast results. So obviously, I'm not going to just say, oh, guys, here's, all these things and go send it out. No, you guys will understand how to put it all together, package it together for your guys' stuff to get it to the credit bureaus across the board. And realistically, you guys can see some cover letters right here. Boom, boom, boom. You guys can see how it kind of works. You're putting like all your information right here. You're putting the accounts, you're putting the inquiries. This is just, the results that we have done. And that's how it looks like. You guys have access to all this, okay? Pretty in deep. This is, just shows you how good the credit sweep is. Because look at all these accounts. That's 15 accounts that person got removed. So you guys, trust me, no matter what situation it is, you guys should see really good results across this, with this method, okay? Right? And because you guys see things across the board, you guys will see all things that you guys do need. Again, Social Security card, you guys will see, that. You guys will see everything that you guys need. So just lining it up, making sure that everything is good for you guys to keep on going. And trust me, you guys will see really good results, okay? Right? Model 2, and obviously the last thing is the utilization letter. Have the company stop reporting high utilization to your credit report. And this is what the utilization letter looks like. Basically, I'll just basically break it down to this. It doesn't always work, but it is very efficient and effective. So basically, utilization, or AKA, is what you have a certain amount of credit limit or you have something on your credit report that when you use your card, it shows how much of that card you're using. But by law, the bank actually, or no one can actually report your transactions that you made. So by them putting on your utilization, is reporting that you have made transactions from X, Y, and Z. That's supposed to actually be private between you and you. Literally, what you buy is what you buy. That's why, in general, it's like, just to be honest with you, gambling is not illegal, buying porn sites is not illegal, all this stuff, because that's an internal thing with you. Okay, so understand with the utilization letter, we're basically trying to tell them that, how are you reporting my transactions to the credit bureaus when I never gave you permission to do that? And that's the whole thing about the credit sweep. We're trying to say that, we're going to take it to a point that Who gave you permission to even report my information to the credit bureaus? Who gave your permission to report it to a third-party agency? I didn't, and you guys didn't either. So again, do your internal thing, and again, proof of the burden is on them, right? And then obviously the infinite inquiry removal glitch. So again, this is so you guys will never worry about inquiries again. I can promise you. This is my, my method. This is again how I found out about it. I paid a company, just to give you guys an overview, $75 per inquiry to get deleted. And mind you, I had over, I think it was like I had over 10, so I think I paid like $750 at that time. Mind you, I was 18 at that time. Paid $750 to get my inquiries removed. They didn't remove it, but they gave me a piece of paper that changed my life forever to remove the inquiries, right? So again, you guys can see the results. We're really good at removing inquiries, really good. You guys can see from here to 0. You guys can see from just another thing, Experian removed, Equifax removed. This is what, again, like I said, it should say, so what it would actually say, it would say like deleted. So the code you guys will get would always say deleted across the board, this dispute, not reporting or something like that. So that's what I always say across the board, but we're really good at doing, all right, here, deleted, 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 deleted. So it's going to say deleted, okay? Right? And obviously you guys already did the essentials, so now you guys are in the credit sweep, right? And this is obviously, you guys got to take this one step at a time, please. And you guys will, after this one, get, ready for the bulletproof credit profile. But again, your credit got to be done first. And you can start the bulletproof credit profile. I would say start it though, realistically, only if if your credit repair is light. Like if you only have like 3 accounts, 4 accounts, with like maybe $2,000 to $3,000 collections, you can start it. But if you have like $10,000 collections and like 30, 40, it's going to take a little bit more rounds. At most, it should always take 9 rounds. But again, most credit repair companies will take 120 days to 180 days to get your stuff fixed. That's, guys, come on, like that's insane. Right? At that point, your stuff's not getting fixed. Right? And at that point, also, you need to try really strong methods to get this fixed. This is not Lexington Law. Like Lexington Law guys, they do it by lawyers. They try doing it by the books. Guys, you pay like $99 a month. You pay $99 a month if I'm not mistaken. And when you pay like $99, it literally like they will extend that over like a 12-month period. So that becomes like $1,200. Right? So either I don't know how much this is right now. It can be 5, 20, 30, 40, 50, whatever it is. Guys, you guys would be literally paying that and actually seeing results when you guys are doing that. So, right, the goal and the rewards. Obviously, guys, you guys know the goal is I want you guys to understand we live in a credit-based society, okay? And credit is crucial. That's why I'd like to separate this by itself and not really put it into funding. Because not only to you, but also to your life. Like, credit is, guys, I've lived with, grandma, grandparents, and let's be honest with you, I know what life was like with them and by not having, good credit, not, wanting to get into that home, wanting to get a car, wanting not to, drive a 20-year-old car just because, they couldn't afford anything new because the interest rates were too high. My grandma was making good money, but she just couldn't get a car. And, like I said, life sometimes does suck when you don't have credit. And I know that first experience growing up as a kid, living with people that didn't always have the best credit, but understanding that, one day they would, and they tried, they did, but it was a struggle. So I want you guys to understand, I want you guys to fix your credit and never look back. Even if you have to use all the business credit you can to obtain, the goal is to make sure you always are secured. And having your credit fixed at all time and knowing the skill, you're always going to be secured. Okay? Right? The vision. I want everybody in the community just to have good credit. Like imagine everybody, all of us have good credit. Right? That's the goal. Because then we have something major. The capitalist society is meant that. Right? And that's the thing. It doesn't matter if you're black, white, Asian, or Latino. We are not born with the same opportunities or, it doesn't matter if you're rich, poor, black, white, whatever you believe in. I'm not even here to get into that, right? I don't think in general if you're born rich, whatever it is, I don't think, it's bad, or things of that nature, right? All races are the same. All races are equal. I agree. And we all are not born with the same, and we might not all have it. We might have it, whatever it is, right? It might be harder for you than it is for me right now, but we all have been there. But we are all given an SSN and a credit profile. So we need to take advantage of that, right? Understand that. We all have good credit. Not all have good credit. We all have access to credit. And the whole point of credit is credibility. So understand that's what we're going to help you guys do in this module. Trust me on that, okay? And we need your help. Again, I need you guys to share this. I want everybody to have credit. If there was anything I could pick between funding, credit, things of that nature, I'd pick credit all the time. For America to just have good credit, Americans to have good credit. I think society would just be better in general, right? And I'm not saying don't pay back your money, But I'm just saying, again, like I was saying, I've been with grandparents. I know how it's like. I know, not being able to get a new car. I know all that stuff. Being, promising kids to get a new home, getting declined because your credit was bad. Like, I know what that's like. So I just wish that, we could change millions of lives, and I hope that you guys can also give back in this credit sweep. Because again, you can make so much money. It's very lucrative, guys, very lucrative, just by having this knowledge, right? And just basically financial literacy, right? Funding is a tool, but not everyone needs it. Even though some of you don't need it, credit is still something that everyone needs, that it is in America. And you should know it. Like, in general, you should know how to read a credit report. You should know how to fix your credit, right? Because again, think about it. Like I said, while everybody is fair and everybody's equal, we all, and think about it, like, we're able to fix something. We're literally able to fix our credit. So it shows you the power of that. The USA, the government gives you the right to do that, okay? And from the reward, so share your wins in the capital society to inspire others. Guys, I know that, in general, it's always like, it's, just to put it like this, you can have the exact same credit profiles, the exact same, they look identical, but just two different people. One might get, clean everything off in his first 10 days, and one might take 90 days. But again, that person in the 90 days, if they can just understand that I'm in the same place and to keep on going, please share your wins. Share when you get inquiries removed. Even if you get one collection removed. Say, hey, I got one collection removed. I have, 8 more accounts to be removed. I'm so happy. I'm one step closer. Because understand, we're just motivating each other, okay? And again, that's how we build what I always say, network and connections, right? How to enter. Always, you guys know, again, to get the reward, to be at the Capital Society for a year, get me to clean your credit, or just to get me to take care of things that you guys need to do and get you guys an elite capital placement team that handles all of it. A to Z for the rest of the year. So all you guys have to do is just literally screenshot your guys' results of credit repair for yourself, for family. If you guys got anybody, you guys already know, right? Do that because it will end up and hopefully impact everybody that you guys have to work with. And that's why I love the Capital Society, because that's what we're trying to do here, right? Okay? And the rewards, one winner every month, you guys know, for the VIP Elite Society. And you guys also know, fully covered by me, the Capital Elite Placement Team. So that's, again, I'll cover that, put that into your business, put that into your credit repair, whatever it is, I'll train them, I'll vet them, I'll give you guys my team also. So you guys will really be at an advantage level than no one in your industry or no one that you are going to be competing with at that point, okay? Right? Important things to remember, how much is it costing you guys? We'll always say that, because how much is it costing you by not having your credit clean? Okay, like, probably costing you $400,000 minimum. I can say that right now confidently. Okay, so remember, you guys have to follow these steps. This is all about you. It's up to you. You're responsible for seeing the results. I'll give you everything when it comes to credit repair. I will give you guys will have everything. Like, you guys can go to a funding company if you want and see if it's everything that they're doing. I can promise you it is right now. Okay, right? And my bad, but it is simple. Okay, but not easy. You must embrace the trial. Remember, again, the plane takes off against the wind. So you guys might get your first round, might have 5 out of 10 items removed. Your second round, 0 items. Your third round, there are 3. Then your fourth round, 2. And this one stubborn thing that's not coming off. But again, keep going. Be persistent. Because I promise you, it will come off. And we'll go over that and teach you guys. Anytime we have a new letter, anytime we have new methods, we always just upload this to the community. Be like Credit Sweep 2.0 or whatever it is. So understand, we're always uploading new methods. And right, do the work, right? Again, the speed is perfection, and nothing happens without action. So this is the best, again, just to be honest with you, this is the best opportunity in general that you have to start today. Like, if you're watching this right now, you know you have bad credit, just do everything today. Like, sit down, take an hour or two out of your time, realistically, maybe like, I think if I'm not mistaken, like 40 minutes out of your time. Do everything real quick. Then before you ship anything out, you guys know, get on a call, right? And can knock it out, right? Inspire others. Share wins, okay? Share your data points, like always, with the community. Like, hey, guys, this came off, this didn't. I used this verbiage. I used this. I changed up the cover letter this. I tweaked it. Like, whatever you guys do, share that with us, okay? Right? And how to get help and support. So this is the crucial thing. You guys will do all the steps. You guys can, like, literally show it in the school or at the Capital Society. So you guys can just share it in school, number one. But in general, be careful. Don't like share your personal information. I'll just say that across the board. But what you can do that would be very helpful, just to be honest with you guys, is that what you guys can do, you guys will actually see examples there, or you guys can get on with one of our funding or credit experts, and they'll just make sure everything's aligned before you actually ship anything out, so you're not wasting any money. You can upload it or ship it out, doesn't matter. Okay, weekly Q&As. Always join the Q&As. With especially with credit repair, those are probably the most questions we get asked for. So if you guys are like, okay, this didn't work. Is there any other method? And we're always sharing methods, new methods, and things of that nature. Just join the Q&As. Okay, right? And understand. Let me put this over here. Right, understand the power of the credit sweep, guys. It's literally the fastest way to get your stuff removed. And you guys going through this video, you guys are like, damn, I understand what he's talking about. Right? Take massive action. Again, I've shown you guys, I have done probably over 1,000 credit profiles. Literally. Made good money off it too. And I've done it time in, time, over and over and over again. Right? Gurus will hate me, funding companies, credit repair companies will hate me, but this is your right. You have the right to have good credit. So stop literally charging or paying people in general. Unless like you just don't have time in general, but make sure they're also doing the right thing, okay? And again, the quote is, especially when it comes to credit repair, right? You guys know it. As Ben said, the best time to plant a tree was 30 years ago. The second best time is today. That can't be, that's literally so close to the truth. Simply because with your credit, if you wait until the end of the week, that's a week until you see results. If you wait 10 days, you're not going to see results for 10 days. If you would have done it, you would have seen your results. So nothing should hold you back. There's no more excuses, right? And think about this. When you work with a regular credit repair company, you're going to see results every 30 days. So in 12 months, you'll see 12 results. With us in 90 days, you'll see 9 results. Like, that is insane. You're basically almost saying let's just say 3 results. You're saying almost 36 results. That's double to triple that amount, guys. It's insane, okay? So, obviously, that being said, guys, I don't want to hold you guys here any longer. Let's get to work. See you guys on the sets where you guys can start actually implementing everything. See you guys on the set.